The stage 7 is exactly flat, 4 climbs spread over the 205 kilometres between Montpellier and Albi. So there are mountain points on offer for Pierre Rolland or anyone who might want to take the polka dot jersey from him and wear it heading into the real mountains. This stage could also set the green jersey positions until the other side of the Pyrenees, so everyone but the big favourites has a reason to ride today.
We're at 10 kilometres to go for the leaders of the race. They persevered. They've been up front for virtually 50 kilometres and they've never gone really out of sight of the peloton, and now they're close again. For the peloton, they are now just 23 seconds. It looked there, Paul, so they're even closer than that.
Yes, they can see their prey, they can see the riders on these big wide boulevards as we head down into Albi, as Gauthier will not lay down arms, and he's relayed here perfectly by Jan Bakelants of Radio Shack.
Well, I think Bakelants here, Paul, is he's not going to give up, I'll give him that, but surely he can't hold them off now.
I don't think so. It's down to 20 seconds. That's about 400 metres the difference between the three-man leading group and the breakaway group behind. And now all of a sudden, having sat in the wings for the majority of the day, Orica Green Edge have sent 3 fresher, strong riders to the front to do the pacemaking, to close down this group. And as I've said, Phil, as they get closer to the finish, they will get some assistance from other teams who will start to think about winning this stage for their own right.
Well, at the moment, they'll breathe a sigh of relief as they continue to set the pace here. Albertini, Gerrans and Clark are the 3 riders trying to help out Cannondale in the chase. They've got it back in a situation where they keep the yellow jersey, because he was 33 seconds behind overnight, Bakelants. Just look at the boys in black. They're a UK Team Sky here because they've got Boysenhagen in a first-class position to win this stage.
Well, cast your mind back 12 months when they charged into a town in the south of France, and Bradley Wiggins came leaping out of the pack to try and set up the victory for Edvald Boasson-Hagen. Boasson-Hagen in his own right is a phenomenally talented professional athlete, and I have a feeling that if they could go into the mountains with a stage victory under their belts, it may well be that they will try and get Boasson-Hagen into a position to win. He's been given a free hand so far, but the team, this is a team of merry men, if you like, all for one and one for all, as we get our first chance to glimpse down there at the magnificent cathedral of Albi. That's where we're heading to.
That's where we have quite a complicated little town. That's the Tarn River passing through it there. We're in the department of the Tarn, and these are the 3 leaders. Take your hat off to them. Terrific racing by all 3 riders here, and still they won't give up, and the peloton now almost can reach out and touch them. 10 seconds the gap. Boysenhagen's won previously 2 stages of the Tour de France, in Lisieux and Pinerolo in Italy, and now he could be the next candidate for a win here.
Well, that's what he would be hoping for. 10 seconds corresponds to 200 metres, the difference between the leading group of 3 and the main field. But, you know, the main field will be starting to get hungry now. They're thinking about the victory. They're thinking about the charge to the line. As they get to 5 kilometres to go, very shortly they will start to go over the ring road around Albi. Then they'll head right into the heart of Albi and cross over the River Tarn at 2 kilometres to go.
But what a day it's been for the riders on Cannondale, Paul. The 1 man down, sadly Ted King, the first-time American in the Tour, eliminated by just 7 seconds in the team time trial. He was riding with a badly damaged shoulder, couldn't pull on the handlebars, and yet those 7 riders have dragged the Tour de France across the Tarn today and hopefully can deliver Sagan to the finish.
Well, when you're in a situation like this and you're heading into town, you have got in the back of your mind the hope that the main field has a little bit of confusion coming around one of these corners, and you can stretch that few seconds advantage a little bit further out. They're just around the corner, but these 3 riders will not lay down arms at all. They keep looking over their shoulders. They're looking to see the situation where the main field is, and it's still that lime green colour all over the front end of the yellow jersey pack.
It's painful to watch this. They're getting them back, but inch by inch, and 4.5 kilometres to go now to the finish. And Cyril Gauthier is the rider on the front in the Europe car colours. His team captain today, Thomas Vauclair, behind in the back group, which is now over 12 minutes behind, with Mark Cavendish and Andre Geipel as well.
Well, Cannondale have I have to say, a phenomenal job here this afternoon, Phil. We're looking at close to 110 kilometres on the front for the team from Italy. Although Cannondale being an American sponsor, the Cannondale is nowadays owned by a Canadian group. But there's a little bit of a problem going round the corner there. They took a nasty little line, but now they've managed to straighten themselves up.
Well, they got away. See, they're virtually team time trialed away, and they got themselves confused, completely, almost touched the back wheel of their own teammates. They've reorganised themselves, disrupted just a little bit. It's quite a tortuous approach across Albi here, because they seem to be rebuilding half the centre of the town. Those three riders will profit from that, at least for a little while longer.
Well, that was just at the point where they went through the roadworks that we encountered last night, underneath the ring road around Albi. Now they've come into the Avenue Gambetta. They're inside of 4 kilometres to go. It's nice and straight now. There's only a couple of little kinks in the run-in towards the finish. And the main field, look at that mass of riders spread all over the road, as Bacalance will not lay down arms this afternoon. He still wants to keep hammering at the front. But now you can see a slightly different change coming forward. Different riders, different teams moving to the front of the pack, starting to feel that little bit hungry for a possible stage victory.
It's got the riding style of Jens Voigt moving up on the right of our picture here. It looks as though he's trying to move up. Boysenhagen is still in a very good place. This is the catch, and it's going to come at 3 kilometres to go as they get to the banner. It's a virtual catch. But what a terrific ride by Jan Bakeland. There'll be more professional contracts pouring through his letterbox, I think, for next season. 3 kilometres to go, and the main part of the Tour de France is all together without the big sprinters, but there's still one here, and there's another one in Boysenhagen.
Yes, watch out for Boysenhagen. You can see him. There are 2 riders from Team Sky moving to the front end of this main field this afternoon. He's a fair way back, up into about 5th position is Peter Sagan. This is a slight left-hand sweeper at 2.5 kilometres to go. There's only one bend now. That's once they've crossed the River Tarn at 2 kilometres to go. There's a sweeping right-hand bend, and then it's a long straight boulevard of around about 1.5 kilometres to the line. And right at the end of that very long line, they will see the banner across the road.
Still Team Cannondale try to grit their teeth. It's been a very, very fast race. They've led it virtually all of the way for Peter Sagan. Can Sagan finish it off? We're heading to cross the Tarn River here that creates this beautiful gorge outside of Albi. Coming up to 2 kilometres to go, and the field are all queuing up now behind.
Well, they're just about to go over the Pont Vieux, the old bridge over the River Tarn. And there you can see it. It's a magical bridge that these riders will now know. There's 1.5 kilometres to go. 151 metres the bridge, supported by 8 magnificent arches, and the peloton is safely over.
Round the back of the cathedral, and I noticed the Polish rider Kwiatkowski moving right up in his white jersey. He has been sprinting very well as he's just tucked in behind the Amiga rider.
That is Sylvain Chavanel, his teammate, who's moved right up there to look after his teammate Kwiatkowski, as there's still Cannondale have control of the front end of the main field. Bosenhagen is moving up through the middle there. That's him in the dark blue jersey. They'll all be fighting for the wheel of Peter Sagan.
As one by one now the Cannondale boys swing off as the finishing line approaches. The last one will try to take Peter Sagan to the line, but what's left of the sprinters are trying to get onto Peter Sagan's wheel here. Under 1 kilometre to go. Moving up into about 7th position is the blue jersey of Bosenhagen, but also in the mix there is the World Champions jersey of Philippe Gilbert. It is a good ride for him today, because let's not forget he's 31 years of age, and what a birthday present that would be. Stuck in the middle there in the green jersey, though, is Peter Sagan, just waiting for the moment to move. As they try to go to the line here, now Sagan is finding himself in a little bit of a mess as they try for the sprint here. This is a very difficult sprint for Peter Sagan to move out of. He's still on a teammate's wheel, trying to find his way through the traffic, and he's through on the inside now. Sagan is on the inside, kind of coming forward. Now he's got the break. Now it should be a formality as he opens up for the line. The last teammate here. Sagan again is still being pushed away from this as Kwiatkowski starts to go, and Degenkolb on the right. And now Sagan comes. Degenkolb on the right. Sagan comes, and he comes over the top. Job done. Cannondale have had the most magical day in the Tour de France. They have done everything right, and he's finished it off.
And with 150 kilometres to think about a victory celebration, he rather disappointingly opted for the sweaty jersey pluck. There's the result of a massive day's hard work by Cannondale. Peter Sagan ahead of John Degenkolb and Daniele Benati. Michal Kwiatkowski, the white jersey, was fourth. Edvald Bosenhagen fifth, ahead of Francesco Gavazzi, Tony Gallopin and Arthur Vichon. So green and white jerseys were in the sprint, yellow polka dot and all the overall contenders were in the main field on the same time. Although I say main field, it wasn't that much bigger than the Autobus. There were 84 riders in the group containing Mark Cavendish, Andre Greipel and Marcel Kittel, and they rolled in nearly 15 minutes down. So with today's result, all the green jersey contenders now have a win apiece. But look at the points differential. Peter Sagan has a lead of 105 points over Mark Cavendish in third place and 94 over Andre Greipel in second. The jersey looks his to lose after only a week of racing.
Yeah, but today we finished 7th day and we have on the front another 14 days. It's still a long Tour de France, and I hope so without some unluck we can hold the green jersey. Yeah.
The King of the Mountains competition doesn't really start until tomorrow. Blael Kadri has a 1-point lead over Pierre Rolland, so he'll wear the polka dot jersey going into it, but he's most unlikely to be wearing it coming out. The same applies to the yellow jersey. Daryl Impey will soak it in sweat tomorrow and then lose it. And of the riders behind him on the first page of the standings, Chris Froome and Richie Porte of Sky would be the likely candidates to take over at the top. Alberto Contador is just 6 seconds behind the Sky pair. Dan Martin might decide to show himself on the first mountain stage, as might Joaquin Rodriguez. And then there are the twin threats of Movistar's Quintana and Valverde, and BMC's Evans and Van Garderen. What no one can take away is Daryl Impey's 2 days in the jersey, or the success of Orica Greenedge, who without doubt have been the team of the first week. But the second week starts tomorrow, and we'll be seeing much more of these two riding at the back of the familiar Sky train as the race rolls into the high mountains.